Ryan Wright, National Recruiting Analyst with Rivals, here with Marcus Benjamin, site publisher for Canes County with Rivals. Everything Miami you need to know. How you doing today, Marcus? Doing all right?
Doing all right. I mean, my head's still spinning from National Signing Day, but I'm doing okay. Doing okay. Hanging in there.
Well, going down the backstretch, I don't know that there was a busier team than Miami with everything that was going on. So would definitely have kept you quite busy trying to keep tabs. Now that the results are in, I know there could be some more 2023 signees, transfer portal stuff, but just with the 2023 recruiting class, top to bottom, how do you feel they did? I know, team rivals ranking wise, they did really well, top five, but just what are your thoughts on the class top to bottom?
Well, Mario Cristobal and his staff really need to be commended for this class that he's put together, considering that Miami went 5-7 last season. So the class is by far and away the best that any college football team has kind of put together, given that record in the previous season. This class, I think, will go down as one of the best classes ever at the University of Miami, just based on how they built through the trenches with players like Samson Okunlola and Francis Mauagoa and Tommy Kinsler as well. Though just kind of building from the inside out is where this class really excels. And to add those type of players and of course Joshua Horton and Ruben Bain potentially on the inside of the defensive line is really going to pay dividends. I think just overall, the class is just really impressive, top to bottom, and like I said, it may go down as one of the best in Miami's history.
I could see that. The three offensive linemen you mentioned, I think they're studs. You mentioned a couple of defensive players that are really good, and I don't think we even hit the surface of this class. So we could have kept going probably for another 15 minutes on that alone. So, but I do want to pick back up with that. So you mentioned a handful of guys that are fantastic talents. What do you think are some of the bigger signees that they got? It doesn't have to necessarily be a 5-star, but who are some of the bigger guys that you see coming in? Maybe even could be an impact player as a freshman.
Yeah, a guy that I think could be an impact player automatically is Mark Fletcher. I think at running back, that's a position that generally kind of translates very well from not only the high school level to the college level, but from the college level to the pros. I mean, a lot of running backs can get in there and just kind of play right away. So I think Mark Fletcher is that big bruising back that Josh Gaddis's offense needs, and I could very well see him getting plenty of carries in 2023. Also, I think a couple of guys on that offensive line, like I mentioned, Samson Okunlola or Francis Mauagoa, I could see those guys potentially playing right away. And also with the defense, I think some of these linebackers I could definitely see getting some playing time. Last year, we saw Wesley Basaint as a true freshman get a lot of playing time for the University of Miami. And I could definitely see a player like Malik Bryant getting some instant playing time and getting into the rotation early as a linebacker. So those are some of the guys I could definitely see. And then, of course, Joshua Horton as well. Miami's kind of, uh, I would say, they don't have a lot of depth when it comes to the inside of that defensive line. So Joshua Horton is definitely potentially a guy that can get some significant playing time in 2023.
And we'll see how everything goes with Cormani McLean if everything goes
Yeah,
as planned.
fingers crossed on that for Miami fans for sure. We are definitely on Cormani McLean watch. I do expect Miami to still land the 5-star corner.
So going with that, last question for you. So we're in the dead period, picking up in January to National Signing Day. Can just be your thoughts, your feelings, or maybe you're hearing something. Do you see Miami adding any more 2023 high school kids, or do you think what they may bring in going forward be out of the portal? How do you see that playing out?
Well, I definitely see Miami going into the portal heavy within this next couple of weeks. Coach Cristobal kind of alluded to that during his press conference, saying that they're not done, and they certainly are not. I think they're thin at safety as well, and of course they are looking at Conrad Hussey, who was going to sign yesterday on National Signing Day, but then decided to delay his signing. So I think that's a positive sign for the Miami Hurricanes, the Penn State commit out of St. Thomas Aquinas here. So uh, they only have one official safety on the board with Caleb Spencer. So I would think that they would want to add at least two more safeties to kind of solidify that position. And then also at defensive tackle, I think is a position that they will definitely go into the portal looking for guys to kind of plug into that area, because I think that those are the two areas I would consider the greatest needs at this point.
Awesome. Well, Marcus, thank you for breaking everything down for us. I know it's been busy, it's been crazy, and it'll pick back up
Yeah.
after the new year. Hope you get some rest, and we'll have to catch up again before National Signing Day, kind of see where Miami's at and what they've added and what they may add to get ready for the 2023 season. Thanks again, Marcus.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime.